Who taught you how to lie? Who taught you how to fornicate? You came into this campus as a virgin. You are in 200 level, you are already disflowered. Where did you receive that training from? You are not taught that you came into a warfare zone. In a warfare zone, men don't sleep. In a warfare zone, men don't live for pleasure. We live fighting. Even when you are eating, you carry your armor on the left and on the right. Because there is a warfare already going on for your soul. When we say we are written epistles, it's not a story we want to tell. We want to let you know that before you were born, there was an expectation on you before you were created in your mother's womb. But unfortunately, you came into a cracked and a fallen creation. It altered the structure of your soul, and the territory where you find yourself is already bound in darkness. How will you become what heaven expects of you and what was crafted concerning you before the foundation of the world? It is your greatest assignment on earth. We live for pleasure. The Bible says, him that liveth for pleasure is dead while he liveth. If you are 50 years old and you have not heard the voice of God, begin to cry. You have not started living. The only compass in this realm for navigation is the voice of God. Imagine how much trial and error you have committed to yourself to. I came this evening to cast a body.
One final prayer.
To cast a body. To cast a body.
Please discharge.
So that you know how men become mighty in this kingdom. Because you may not be aware until you depart. The day you leave this realm, then you discover that what you call life was actually an errand from the Father. That you were sent here with a message in your spirit, but you never traveled into your spirit to crack it and get that message for your generation. When you go back, then you go back not having run the errand of the Father. Jesus said, according as it is written in the volumes of the book, I come to do thy will. That's how you and I came. When you discover that errand, you may discover that your location is not Calabar. You are in the wrong place. That errand, your discovery of it, can make you relocate to another territory. When John realized that what he came to do was one, to be a voice crying in the wilderness, that was his only assignment. As far as heaven was concerned, the day God created John in the spirit, he put something in him, a voice crying. In order to fulfill that errand, John left his father's house. The Bible said he was in the wilderness until the day of his showing forth, because his location is where? In the wilderness. He was born into a family of a priest because of the dislocation that have taken place in the earth realm. But when he began to discern heaven, he knew that his place of residence was not in the priest's house. So he went into the wilderness by himself until the day of his showing forth. Luke chapter 1 verse 8. And when John came out from the wilderness, he had discovered his assignment. They came to him, they said, who are you? He didn't say, I am John. I am the voice of the one crying in the wilderness. Make a way for the Lord. That's a man who is alive. So when Jesus came, he said, until the time of John, we know him in heaven. Who are you? I am Abigail.
Can we sing together?
If 10 of you discover your ordination, this campus will be set on fire. Forget the title. There are more than 40 fellowships. Until you are taught by spirit, you will not count in time. Time is only a pathway that we walk through in order to find who we are, so that we are relevant with God in Zion. Men are not taught. So at the age of 30, the spirit realm is still alien to you. At the age of 30, you still don't know the voice of God, and you think you are alive. You are floating like a balloon. Because the only thing that puts you in the center of the will of God is the power of the eternal God securing your soul and bringing you under his government. That is when you begin to live. You may leave this world and think you were 70 years old, but when you appear in Zion, they will ask you, where were you? Because you didn't appear in the radar of heaven. You were on earth, You counted in age and time, but heaven didn't see you. They were looking for you. You went through primary school, secondary school. You even became a doctor of philosophy. But when you showed up in Zion, your name didn't appear in the radar. The voice of God came to you many times, but you were not taught the ways of the Spirit. So even when you became a millionaire, you thought you were relevant. When I look upon Luke chapter 12 verse 20, the guy had worked hard. He was intelligent and diligent. He obeyed the laws of creation. And when he gathered his power, he said he will rest now. And God spoke from heaven. He said, you fool. How many of you are in contact with Zion? What was the last decision you took because God told you you are not alive? You are dead. You are only breathing oxygen. You will not realize it until oxygen leaves here. You will appear like this and they will tell you, no, there was no life in your borders. You want God to talk to you, pray now. You have 1 minute to pray. I pray that the bodies I have in my spirit, I'll be able to communicate it. Many are wasting because they don't understand that they are in a war zone. So she's 17 years old. She had had sex with 30 men. She thinks life is pleasure. She doesn't know that the spirit is bargaining her soul. She's having fun, but her soul is lean. She is in the hand of a spirit, and she doesn't understand that she has been traded. She doesn't know that oxygen was given to her as an economy for her to fulfill the purpose of the divine God. The wise men of old had understanding. The Bible said David, after he had served the will of God, he rested with his fathers. He didn't come to this world to live for pleasure. He came and he connected to a signal coming from Zion. And every time he lived his life, he was following that navigation from heaven. Oh my God. Jesus was born. The day he was born, they saw his star from the side of the east. How did they know that he was a king? Because he came into a world that is cracked. Demonic intelligences. Every time men are born, they look upon their stars and they begin to trace their destiny, so that they marginalize it and they corrupt it. When Jesus was only 8 years old, they had gone to a king and thwarted his mind already, and the king gave an envoy that every child below the age of 2 should be killed. That's how far the devil can go to short circuit your destiny. Every child beyond the age of 2, because they saw a star and they said this star is a king that is born. You don't know that when you appeared, your star appeared in heaven, and from there they began to interpret your destiny. They know who you will be, but you came into time, you are living for luxury. It is when you depart that you will realize you never touch or scratch the reason why you came. There's a warfare going on. We are already in a ranking system. You came to collect a baton. Somebody else has passed on to glory. A baton is waiting for you so that you continue. But you came and you are living for pizza. That the Lord may open our eyes to see. Most of you don't know that you are in the lineage of Enoch. Maybe 1,000 people have walked in that lineage. This is your turn. But you came, you think it's about pleasure. That's why your priority is about Brazilian wig. When you come to heaven, then they will tell you that in your generation, we were waiting for you to advance the will of God, but we didn't see you. You were missing in action because you thought it was pleasure. Written epistle when the scribes have nothing to write about you. Moses was 40 years old. There was nothing to write. The angels that came to collect his witness on earth had nothing to write. After 40 years, he was in the palace enjoying himself. Meanwhile, God had told Abraham many years ago that my people will be in captivity for 400 years. I will raise a deliverer. But the deliverer came. He was fraternizing in the courts of Pharaoh. until the day that age he came of age. The Bible said when Moses was come of age, he refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than the pleasures of Egypt, which is for a season. You are a Calabar citizen because you are actually a citizen of Calabar. Your name will not appear inside. When you come of age, you will refuse to be called a Calabar man, because you will see the writings of ordination concerning you. That writing may sentence you to 10 years of fasting and prayer. It doesn't matter anymore. You are beginning to read the writing. You are reading the writing, so it determines the direction that you will go.